I'm Andrew Phillips. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be starting a very cool project that I've actually wanted to do for some time. Didn't realize how easy it was, so hopefully I'm right in thinking it's going to be easy. But if you followed my channel for any length of time, you may have seen the other project we have going. Well, I have multiple projects that will kick in, and usually on this channel I have a lot of DIY videos, mainly car related, fixing your vehicles. I also have home improvements, arcade game repair, casino game repair, all that stuff. But occasionally we'll do a project. We have the Lamborghini Countach LP400S replica restoration project that I've been working on for some time. I think we're over 60 videos into that project as we're getting ready to wrap it up. But for this one here, I'm excited. You can see we have a 3D printer here. I'm about to embark on an awesome project where we're going to be building a full-size, fully functional, radio-controlled R2-D2 from the movie Star Wars. If you've been watching any of the videos I do here in the garage, you'll see some of the things around here that I have Star Wars related. But I've always wanted to do one on my own. Years ago it was harder because you had to do you had to get the aluminum rolled and the dome made, all that stuff. Nowadays you can do a 3D printed one. A lot of people have done them. I started checking them out online, started seeing some of the process that people did and what they used, what kind of equipment. So that led me to the first part, which was getting this printer right here. I have a Sovol SV06 Plus that I'm going to be using. I like this particular printer because it's fairly inexpensive and it gets a very good rating for being more on the economical side as far as the cost of it. You can get these for under $300. I got this one here, and it's the Plus version. They have the SV06, which is the regular one. The Plus has a bigger printing area on it, which is what's required to do this R2-D2 project. You want a minimum of 300 by 300, which this one has. You can do it with the 200 by 200, but you have to kind of rearrange the pieces a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. And for this one here, the goal is to get the main dome printed before we end off this video, this part one, in many parts to come. But let's get started. Here's a close-up of this printer that I got. I've been running some test prints before we get started because I wanted to get everything set up here with getting the adjustments made on the actual printer itself. So we got the spacing just right, the temperature right, things like that. Wanted to get all that squared away because I didn't want to be wasting time and money on printing parts incorrectly for this project. But this particular printer, I like it. It's pretty cool. And let me turn it on so you can see it. This one here has a touchscreen. Some of the older versions of the Sovol printers and some of the other printers, they don't have a touchscreen. This particular one here, you can just, everything is just touch. You can monitor the temperature, the materials, all things like that. This particular one here I wanted because you can print PLA, PLA plus, you can do PETG, polycarbonate, you can do ABS plastic, I believe TLU. You can also do one that's carbon fiber reinforced, which will come in handy for when I'm doing my car projects. Sometimes I have to print body parts for the Countach, things like that. But for this particular project here, I'm going to be using PLA plus. You don't want to use just regular PLA because that has a very low melting point, so it's not as sturdy, and then also it's not just as strong. PLA Plus is a much stronger version of PLA. It has a much higher melting point, and it's also a lot sturdier, and it's also what's recommended for this project. Now, what they recommend, and this right here, this project that we're going to do, this multiple parts, this is not so much a how-to. I'm not going to be showing you how to build an R2-D2, even though you could follow what I'm doing if you're getting into that, and you'll be seeing the way that I'm doing it. But it's more so just documenting the progress as we start from scratch, print the parts, get them painted, filled, sanded, all put together, get all the electronics and gears, all that set up. That's what we're going to be covering here. But what I like here with doing the 3D print, it's very inexpensive. So they recommend getting about 20 to 25 kilos of PLA plus plastic. So one of these rolls here, this right here is 1 kilo. So it's roughly about 2.2 pounds, I believe is what it comes out to be, PLA plus. I'm using the Elegoo plastic. I was able to get a really good deal on it. Normally you're looking at around anywhere from maybe $16.99 to $19.99 for the materials. I was able to get it at a discount of only $12.74 a roll, which is bringing my budget down like $150 lower than what I had projected. But the first thing that we did is we started off by getting the PLA Plus rolls delivered. Now that we have that delivered, you can see it's all stacked up right here. I also have some over there. We're going to start getting the files. The files that I'm using is I think it's either Mr. Badley or Mr. Badley's R2-D2. It is free. I'll have a link down in the description to the link to where you can download all the files as a zip file, and it's organized nice. It has the manuals for the inventory of the parts, and then made by Nightwing. I'll have a link to that. And then you also have like a little instruction manual that he put together on how to put it together. So it's really awesome, easy to do if you're into building and creating things. So we're going to download those files. You can join a membership on his actual website, which I did just to help out financially. It's only like $5 a month. And that gives you access to other files also as he releases updates and things like that. I'll also have a link down in the description to that as well. Here it is also on the screen. So now that we've done that, I'm going to just kind of bring you along with me as we start printing all the parts, and then we'll end off this video seeing the final main dome, and that'll conclude this video. So let's get started with that. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go here, and I'll have a link down in the description where you can download all the files. It's organized by all the different folders. If we go into the STLs, it's broken all down by all the different components. I started with the main dome, which is what a lot of people recommend. It's got a lot of parts. So we'll go in there, and then we have all of our different items right here, all the different parts. Next, I referenced this Nightwing manual, which I'll have a link down in the description as well, as I already said. This is really cool because this breaks down a lot of setup, and it also gives you a full inventory of all the parts, and it also lists how many you need of each if there's ones that need to be printed multiple times. Very easy to keep track of what you're doing because there are a lot of files you're going to need to print. Next thing, I opened up the program for Soval and then open up the STL files. This is really cool because you can then rotate it, see how it looks. You can lay it out and adjust it accordingly. What I did to minimize needing supports, I laid everything out flat. So right here, we're going to bring it up to stand upright. And then once we get it here, then we'll drop it in place. That way, when it prints, it'll be nice and upright. Sometimes you are going to need some supports, but I tried to minimize it. That way you don't have the cleanup from the supports. If you look there on the screen, you can see how long it took to make this one piece. These things take a lot of time because you don't want to speed it up too much. After one full week of printing and countless hours, because some of these parts, as we saw, take as much as 17 hours to print, we have all of the main dome pieces ready and most of the panels ready to go. And the cool thing with these files here, they're also numbered. So on the main dome pieces, they're numbered 1 through 6, so that way you know what order to put them in when you assemble it. All right, guys, well, pretty much the main dome is done. I've printed all the pieces. Took a lot of time, as we saw in some of the clips, to process, but averaging about 17 or 15 hours per section. And then we have these smaller pie pieces that go up top and then the center piece. But what I want to do now, I'm going to just get some close-ups real quick, go around it so you can check it out, and then we'll wrap this up. All right, so that wraps up this first part here. Primarily for this video here, this was just kind of the kickoff to kind of announce this project that we're going to start on and get this main piece here printed. This is usually what people start off with. What I'm going to do now in the next video, when we do the part 2, we're going to be gluing all of these pieces together. We're going to fill it because we want all the seams filled nice and smooth. Then we're going to sand it down nice and smooth. We're going to prime it, paint it, end off with that, all this being one nice solid silver aluminum looking piece. And then on the next video, because I don't think we'll have time in that one, then we're going to start focusing. We're going to be printing all the panels here, the main radar eye. As we saw already, I did print the hollow projectors. There's one on the top, one on the front, one on the back. We're going to get those all finished up, get all that mounted on here. So not on the next video, but probably on part 3, we'll have the entire dome completed with everything put on it, everything painted, the blue, the silver, all that. And then we can start printing the body and working our way that way. But that wraps up this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please send me any questions and comments. As mentioned already at the beginning, I have links down in the description to where you can download this particular 3D file for this full-size R2-D2. This is the best one. A lot of people use that one. But I'll have that link as well as some other references that might be helpful if you want to kind of embark on the same journey on making a full-size, fully functional R2-D2. But please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the coming out parts to this project. I'll see you next time.